Hey, yeah, time, hey, in the ring, yeah. Downtime in the ring, yeah, you know we get it on. Downtime's in the ring, we gon' hustle till it's gone. Downtime in the ring, yeah, you know we get it on. Downtime in the ring, yeah, we got it till it's gone. Downtime in the ring, yeah, you know we get it on. Downtime in the ring, yeah, we hustle till it's gone.
You are muted for some reason.
Bro, that is so sad. I said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Downtime in the Ring. This is our post-Royal Rumble show. I can't believe I was muted. It's probably when I was trying
You're
to...
also having a stroke.
I'm all like holding my chest. You
God.
can't even find me. What's going on, guys? We just got done with the Royal Rumble, 2024 Royal Rumble. A crazy one indeed. Chris was actually over. He was watching it with us. So he got to, witness like all the craziness that was going on during this Rumble. Bro.
Sorry.
It was insane. Are you still laughing about that?
Yeah.
Or did you see her comment?
Yeah, I saw her comment.
Yeah, thank you, my love. You ousted me. But by far one of the most interesting Royal Rumbles that we have had in the last couple of years. We're gonna start off with the match card. We're gonna go in order. We're gonna start off with the women's. And Chris, what did you think, dude?
It's match of the night.
Match of the night.
It's match of the night. There was some kind of fumbles here and there. Clearly, those who were that need more time in the ring before they can showcase how to rumble. I feel like it's a real you get 90 seconds to show what you really got. You got a spotlight on you. So there were some women who took advantage and some women who didn't. But as far as diversity was concerned, let's talk about what had you on your knees 5 minutes into the pay-per-view.
So we had on a little table, we had pizza. We had pizza boxes and we were eating, and I hear this theme song go off, and both Chris and Morgan are like, we have no idea. We've never heard this theme song. And I fall out of my chair onto my knees and I'm crying on top of the pizza box because TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace was present in a WWE ring. And my mind was blown. I was crying. I had to explain to Morgan why this mattered so much and why I was affected is because I followed her career. Even when I was younger, I followed her career to see her be here, to see that TNA and WWE are willing to work even a little bit, because storyline wise, the only thing connecting to her, tears on the pizza box.
That's awesome.
So the only thing connecting her to anything WWE is she just took the belt off Naomi, which means that Trips is willing to just go out.
By the way, Naomi returned.
Yeah, Naomi returned. She didn't.
Yeah,
by the
way, that
didn't affect me as much as Jordynne Grace. It was still cool to see Naomi come out as number 2, definitely for a surprise. Overall, though, I'm gonna have to agree with this one. Match of the night, insane. We got a lot of younger women or women who have been in the company a lot less getting their opportunities in this Rumble. And I thought that was unique. I thought that was fun, getting to see combinations like Ivy Nile and Jordynne Grace. Tiffany Stratton. There was one woman I will say did not belong in that match, and that would be Maxine Dupree. That literally, that was it. She was the only one that did not belong in that match. Everybody else, I could see why they belonged, and I could see, the amount of work they put in, but I think Maxine still needs time at the Performance Center. So those are my thoughts on the women's match. Because it was insane.
So I mirror that sentiment. I believed it was match of the night with Jordynne Grace coming in and all the spots that you'd never think be possible. Even Jade Cargill later down the line, she put up a great showing for her first match in, like literally being Hulk Hogan of the women's division and destroying Nia Jax. But that's insane.
Oh yeah. Also, Jade Cargill made her debut, her WWE debut. Again, everything got overshadowed in my eyes the moment I saw the TNA Women's Champion just, walk to the ring. Oh, nothing else matters. There will be nothing.
With Bayley winning, what are your thoughts on that?
I called it.
You called it?
I called Thursday's episode. I called it. I knew she was going to win. I knew that it was going to be towards her. I'm glad because now we've had all 3 of the 4 horsewomen win.
Yep.
Royal Rumble. So the only one is Sasha who didn't.
Yeah.
Sasha's the only.
And I will say though, with Jordynne Grace coming in, it set a somewhat, I guess in hindsight, an unrealistic kind of view on what it would be like in the men's Rumble, because we'll get to it later, but it kind of did influence towards the end of the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, there were points where we were like, could this happen? But we'll get into that match when we get into it. After that, we would have to go into the fatal 4-way for the Undisputed World Championship, or whatever, Highway 95 Championship at this point.
The Uwu Championship.
The Uwu Championship. And that featured LA Knight, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And we talked about this while we were watching it, in a very fun but bathroom match, because we knew how.
Mind you, I took my restroom break right as Roman Reigns' entrance hit, and was able to make it back before he put the one up. So I was able to acknowledge my Tribal Chief. Okay.
Yeah, it was a fun match. It had a lot of good ideas.
It had the Roman Reignisms that a Roman Reigns match has.
It wasn't.
I did have my stack thing come true, but
you did.
AJ got the stack pin, so
which is ironic because that's your guy. So
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. It was a good match. There are a lot of things that I can take away from that and look at and be like, oh, okay, this makes sense and this makes sense. But overall, everybody knew who was going to win. Everybody knew how it was going to end. Mm-hmm. I did not have the dude that he pinned being the guy to take the fall. I did not have that. I thought it was going to be LA, honestly. To me, that would have made a lot more sense. It
would have made more sense. Yeah.
Instead of
AJ.
But, you can't, we don't book for this company. So it is what it is. It was fun, though. Like I said, it was a fun match. We got to see Primal Randy Orton. We got to see Lone Wolf AJ. We got to see a little bit more of like an Eli Drake LA Knight.
Yeah.
And then we got to see just like Roman being Roman.
It was, there's nothing much you can say. It just felt like another Roman pay-per-view match.
It
was, and we were expecting a little bit more being, but albeit it wasn't the end of the night, at least.
No.
So it was the second match on the card in a four match card. So it was.
We'll get into the next match, which featured the social media megastar Logan Paul, the founder of Prime, Logan Paul, the 0-1, 0-2, I believe, in professional, or 1-2 in professional boxing, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens, which was a really good match. I liked it. I liked the fact that it wasn't like a title grab. Like the title didn't need to be a part of it, really. It was just
No, it was just Kevin Owens beating on Logan, and he's like, "Welcome to the business, buddy."
welcome to the club, bud. So
Yeah,
it was cool. I will say it had the only aware ref I have ever seen.
the most self-aware ref.
I was like,
Ref.
wow. So he disqualified Jeff, and then he disqualified KO for the knuckles, for the brass knuckles. And I was like, wow, he caught that. Okay, all right. Okay, you know what? He caught it. We can't argue it. The way that it was angled though was a little odd because
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I just remembered this. For the women's rumble, we had R-Truth come in.
oh yeah, we also had R-Truth compete in the women's rumble, which
And get eliminated.
yeah, but it didn't count. And then he cost Valhalla her opportunity because she was focused so much on
Yes.
R-Truth.
Back to the Logan Paul match.
So the Logan Paul match, I would have to say, it wasn't Logan's best. It was not like, this is probably Logan's least entertaining match since joining the WWE, which is okay. Everybody's allowed that. It's gonna happen. But I think that this kind of also showed like he's ready for that full-time position. He's ready to be on every Friday night. God, he's going to be on Netflix. Like, that's going to be interesting. Logan Paul wrestling for the WWE on Netflix. If I would have said that 10 years ago, nobody would have even known what I was talking about. They would have asked what a Logan Paul was. So to see that is like insane. To think about that's insane. So, those are my thoughts on the match.
Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, again, I agree. It was a really like Kevin Owens is like, okay, let's see what you got, kid, because those chops were rough. You saw handprints on him, and was the last time he was taken to that point, like physically.
Yeah, no,
so
even Danis didn't take him to that point, and they boxed. So
yeah, it's one of those things where I'm curious as to how he's going to. I think he will survive in the WWE environment. He's got the personality for it. He is just going to continue to make that title relevant until someone can beat him. And at that point, I don't know exactly who should beat him for that title.
It'll have to be like, the first title Braun comes up on the main roster, or
Braun Breaker, yeah, Carmelo Hayes too.
Carmelo Hayes. It'll have to be somebody like that. Somebody who's similar in age, and we know we will see this rivalry in like 3 years. Like we kind of know that.
Yeah. So
we can get into the final match of the night, being the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match. And for a lot of people hearing that, it's like, okay, the men's are going to have to, the men's are always going to beat the women's. That didn't happen. It did have a lot of spots. We did have a comeback. We had a couple of debuts in the Royal Rumble, but it wasn't anything insane. Like, it wasn't jaw-dropping like the women's. Like, it didn't have me going crazy except for the end, but we'll get into that.
It was, so Rumble starts off with
Jay and Jimmy,
which I thought was a great little story turn. It was like, I called it the moment Jay came out. So it was one of those like, okay, let's see how they're going to do this, because there's still animosity, and it works. for the first quarter of the Rumble, and then
Grayson came out.
Grayson comes out, and then it was pretty much just like Hispanic wrestler month.
Because we had
Andrade,
we had Dom, we had Santos, we had Carlito. We had a lot of us be in the Rumble this year.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty dope. But there wasn't really many returns other than the Andrade one, which I thought was pretty neat. But I think what Jordan Grace set was what's it called?
Unrealistic.
An unrealistic expectation of what we could have seen in the Rumble, because we were like fantasy booking. Well, if she came in, what if Moose came in? You know, and so
I was like Alex Shelley, Josh Alexander.
At least someone for the men's, but it had a story to tell, and it got there. I will say that towards the end with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes being the final two.
We better finish this goddamn story.
He needs to finish this now. It's another accolade for Cody, since he is only the fourth man to do it.
He's the fourth man to do it, and he's the only person, I think they said, like 26 years to do back-to-back
Royal Rumble wins.
So
he has to finish the story. It doesn't have to be it has to be the main event of WrestleMania. But
it has to be the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And it has to be, and so I'm so happy that CM Punk lost, and I know people are going to be like, why do you hate? Why? Because I just am. That's the reason why.
This kid was like, it's like, this isn't wrestling. I've never seen this man mad at like, other than maybe a Cowboys game.
Like, it's because when we were having our prediction episode, one of our guests was like, yeah, he's in great wrestling shape, and then he tries to lift up Drew McIntyre after being in the Rumble for 5 minutes, and he struggles, and I'm like, bruh,
great shape.
Great shape. Okay, yeah, with all due respect, yeah. So I'm happy that he lost. I'm happy that Cody got it, only because we can finish this finish the story for the second year in a row. This is almost turning into a goddamn Star Wars.
And he chose Roman. He pointed at Roman.
Oh yeah, he chose Roman instantly.
Yeah, there's no speculation on that. So it's like, well, Roman Cody too.
The one thing
Electric Boogaloo.
The one thing that I'm like, I already know it's going to come out, is people are going to be like, okay, CM Punk lost. Main event night 1. Well, then what the fuck is the women's Royal Rumble for? Bayley's going to main event night 1. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Turn your realistic knob a little bit more up and realize that the female Royal Rumble winner gets a main event match also. So so Bayley,
Punk cannot main event.
Sometimes he does complain enough to where he could get the main event, but I feel like Paul is just going to be like, no, these are the rules we set while you were gone trashing on the company. Bayley gets her opportunity. Bayley deserves a main event match. She's one of the 4 horsewomen. It'll go up against Io Sky, or I feel like it'll be Io. You did throw in that Rhea would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it's a logical thing if she wants to dominate the 4 horsewomen and become like the the Apocalypse.
Yeah, so it would be kind of cool. I am down for that, but I mean, this is where we are. Seth is not going to main event WrestleMania, and we have to come to terms with that, because one of two things is, I don't even know, and he commented on it, in an interview that he doesn't want to come back and instantly have a match. He actually wants to come back sooner, and I'm thinking that's insane. So I'm like, nah, dude, take the time off, relinquish the belt. You already made this belt what it is. It's good. Have CM Punk compete against somebody, Drew McIntyre, in the semi-main event of night one, and give him his lifelong dream of main eventing and being in the spotlight more than he normally is. So we can do that. I feel like other than that, it was a great pay-per-view. Definitely the ending really, really sold it 100%. And I will forever remember that. I think I will actually probably print off Cody eliminating CM Punk and see if I can get Cody Rhodes to sign that, because I think that that's something that, the office truly needs. Okay, so here's the deal we made when he came back for the Survivor Series live. Is I was like, I'm gonna give him a chance, and then the fan base came out, and I was like, you know what? F all of y'all. I'm gonna go back to my cynical, mean, angry ways of just not liking this man. And now, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. We can agree on a lot of things, but him, never gonna agree on that. So yeah, there's my soapbox. There's my hill I'm gonna die on. Yeah, great Rumble.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought CM Punk put on a decent enough showing, but again, he did come in at 25.
27, my guy.
27. And he
was gassed before 28 came out.
He was gassed. So it kind of didn't show a whole bunch. It was very it was very what's it called?
Monotone?
Slow paced. It was very slow paced. So like, I don't know, maybe like we could tell that it's not the CM Punk of 10 years ago. Okay. And even at that, he was still injured CM Punk of 10 years ago. So not like injured physically, not injured ego, as you probably would say.
No, I would say injured physically, because I'll say this, like 2014 Punk was definitely like super injured, and he had every right to be mad. There's nothing against him. This new one, I'm like, my guy, I could group you with a certain group of men that I just won't say because people are going to get super butthurt over it, but I'm just going to group him with them. And every time that I see those guys, I'm like, yeah, those are those only guys as friends. Like they like the realistic kind. Those people don't associate with realistic people, and that's okay. Everybody's got, there's always the delusional ones. I'm just building the fire right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I just liked watching Cody win. And
oh no, that's what I'm saying. Is
CM Punk was cool. Got to see him. It's just a certain aspect of CM Punk that it's like, well, he's back. He has kind of like cleaned up in a sense. And that's where our opinions will differ to certain extents. I don't agree with what he has done. Or the fan base. They are toxic, but that's with every other fan base. Every other fan base is toxic. So they're no different. Therefore, like, you can't, it'd be one to call out CM Punk fans, but then you'd be the one to have to call out the diehard, like, Cena fans, the diehard Rock fans, the diehard, all that. But it falls within the same realm of community. You just gotta learn how to take the toxicity and set it aside and enjoy the product rather first and foremost. Again, you can have your biases to certain individuals and stuff. I do. So
and see, that's what I did is I didn't bring up the fans the entire time until I was like, when I got mad and I was like, this is the pinnacle. Like, this is great shape. This is perfect. Like, come on. Mm-hmm. I respect that people still believe. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. But, you can't sell me shit and call it a sandwich. You can't do that because I'm gonna realize what it is. I do think that maybe the Rumble was overplayed or overhyped, I believed, because everybody was like, the ending's gonna be insane, and the ending, the pop wasn't there.
Insane.
The pop wasn't there.
Like even when Sammy joined at 30, people were, like you said, they were kind of like, oh, at the event.
Yeah.
So
it was like it's like
ugh.
we love these certain wrestlers, but then we're like, give us another debut. Like they could have put an NXT guy, and I feel like that would have been okay. Like Joe Gacy. They could have put Joe Gacy. They could have put
Trick Williams would have been awesome.
Trick Williams would have been great, especially with like the momentum that he's got lately.
Yeah.
They could have put Andre Chase.
Andre Chase.
They could have put Andre Chase. They could have put Briggs or Jensen. There's so many people that they could have put.
Tony D'Angelo.
Commander.
Or not Commander. Dragon Lee.
Command. I was like the wrong place. Axiom. Like there's so many different people, and I agree with Paragon on this one. Like there's so many other people that could have gotten the spot, and it'd be just fine. You muted yourself, dude. I can't unmute you. You did that, but that's how I personally feel. I'm like, all right, it happens. It's okay. It was a good pay-per-view. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania, which means that you are going to see a lot more lives from us, because this is the busiest part of the year for per like overall professional wrestling, because we won't just be doing WWE pay-per-views. AEW, TNA now is having like their own stuff, so we're going to try and do those. It's just we are in the busiest time for professional wrestling now, so you're going to see a lot more lives. I hope that you guys enjoy them. But those are my thoughts overall on the Royal Rumble. Do you guys?
What would you give it out of 10?
7. No, I'd give it an 8. I'd give it a.
There was 2 good matches out of 4 matches. So that's a 50% chance.
He gives it a 5.
So that's half and half.
Don't do Steiner math on me.
One match had a 33% chance of failure due to one person. Therefore, it was slightly not as good as one match. But what the other match had a 0.5% chance of being pretty bad, considering the run-ins from Logan Paul and Grayson Waller. So I would have to say about 7-8. No, I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
7/8 and a 33rd chance of winning at Sacrifice is what you get.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as great as the last Rumble. It had story behind the last Rumble,
I think it also is the fact that we may have walked in with too high of expectations because of what's happened in the past 48 hours and the McMahon family actually being gone. And us being
that like, maybe, but then again, what were they gonna pull out? Maybe they had this plan before all that happened. So it's like it's pretty much you fall into the same like, oh, this might happen. Like, what's gonna happen? Like we have this person showing up all of a sudden. This person's now the boss. The boss is now gone, and who's the new boss? And Slim Jim's back, the greatest return in the Royal Rumble by far. But
say their name. You say their name. You say it correctly. The Long Boy Gang.
The Long Boy Gang. Yeah.
You say their name correctly, sir.
The Long Boy Gang. I don't know how to feel about that one.
I love it. Pat did a great job saying the
Pat
long
McAfee
version.
did a great job at climbing the turnbuckle out.
Oh yeah, he did.
Because why would you go up against Omos and Breaker in the same time?
Screams when he gets back to the desk. What is that? Or how big is that thing?
How big is that thing? Just no.
Oh, I love it. I loved
So.
it so much. Oh, I can't wait. But do you have any more final thoughts before we end this live?
Damian Priest shouldn't have been in the Royal Rumble because he's Money in the Bank.
R-Truth treating it like a tag match was the greatest thing ever.
It was the greatest thing ever. I absolutely enjoyed that.
We got a hot
and
tag.
everything.
A hot tag at the Royal Rumble. Never happened before. No Kofi spot.
No Kofi spot. Sad days. No Woods.
No Woods either.
Damn. No Sheamus.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
No Pete Dunne. No Tyler Bate.
Like
even Tyler Bate being number 30 would have been cool.
I feel like they had their time in the Rumble. I think if they just didn't have Grayson Waller and Austin Theory in the Rumble, like they just kept it to that segment, it could have freed up 2 extra spots. You know?
You didn't like Team A-Town Down Under?
They just remind me of high school jocks who've passed their prime, and they're just
But A-Town Down Under, I have a tough time saying that A-Town Down Under because it fucks with my head because I'm like A-Town Down.
Adelaide, dog.
It's just Adelaide.
It's Adelaide, you know.
It's Adelaide. Like, you know what? They need to cut a promo in Adelaide for the Perth pay-per-view and be like, oh, so is this A-Town Down Under? We need that. We need that now. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on whichever one you're watching because we're on Facebook, YouTube, and X currently right now. I hope that you guys enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing, the endings to both of the Rumble matches. I hope you guys stay safe, sleep well, and we will see y'all in the next video.